I'm Dakota from Bowtied Media, and I'm joined by Michael and Andrew here. They originally landed on the EDM scene with 300 million streams as the duo Half and Orange. They since pivoted to their own solo projects and co-own the label Guava, which has since been acquired from Tokyo Machine's Chambo label. So first off, Michael, I'd love to ask, your duo's name was Half and Orange. Your solo project was Before Saudade. Before Saudade, is that what I'm supposed to say?
There you go. That second one was great.
And then, Guava is now your guys' label. Where do you guys get these names from? I feel like these are like great, really fun, creative, but just out of left field names.
Yeah, it's been a fun naming process. My family's from Brazil. Okay. Most of those names are Brazilian or Portuguese language. Half an Orange in particular is an expression there, metade da laranja. It's in a lot of Latin languages, and it's an expression everyone's half an orange looking for the other half of the orange to fill them. We liked the name. We had always kind of felt a little lonely or lost, used music to find connections with others and life itself. So that's where that name came from.
Okay, that's super cool. And I have to ask, I know it's a little silly, but when you guys mention you're half of Half an Orange, do you ever say you're a quarter orange?
I don't really think we focus on math too much. I'm not particularly good at it. Andrew's actually pretty good at it. So I try to avoid any fractions. It's funny that our name is one, but yeah, no, we don't. Anything more than a half is a bit too much for us.
That's great. Well, I guess first question I want to ask is, I've actually loved specifically, Michael, your guys' lyricism that you guys have in your music, and just how like real it is. I think so often sometimes EDM in specific is, have these like sweeping, not really realistic love stories or these like unmotivated ballads of stuff. But your guys is just, it's real kind of daily life lyricism. You talk about, I've been drinking Kool-Aid Jammer since I was 9, and I'd love a ride and some cash down to go down to the arcade. Where do the lyrics come from? Necessarily, and what's that songwriting process for you guys like? And do the lyrics come first, or does it more of like gotta get a track first before you can put some beats down?
Every song is different. You never know kind of when it's going to happen. For Time Travel Kool-Aid, James or Afixa had done the composition on that. He sent it over. I really liked it. I thought it was really fun. It didn't have lyrics at that point. I wrote some lyrics. I brought them into the studio to record with Andrew, and we felt it was missing something. And so Andrew actually wrote and played all the electric guitar parts on that song.
Okay.
So that was a cool one where it started with Afix's composition, my lyrics, Andrew's guitar, and then all three of us kind of worked on the production at the end. So yeah, every song's different. That's
beautiful harmony all together in action. Andrew, a question for you specifically here. As Half an Orange, you guys had quite a few songs featured in video games. What specifically is your favorite video game and soundtrack in particular, and game of all time? So favorite soundtrack and game. Go for it.
Okay, you got 2 questions. I'm going to give you 2 answers to each. I'm going to cheat a little bit.
Okay, great. I like that.
I thought about it. I can't make a decision.
I like that.
We'll start with soundtrack. So I guess when I'm working and stuff, like creating art or anything, like when I'm not producing, obviously, but doing art, definitely the Skyrim soundtrack.
Okay.
I feel like I put hundreds of hours into that game. So when I listen to it, it's serene, right?
Yes.
You know, it puts me at ease there. But then when I'm a little more active, maybe at the gym or just cleaning the house or something like that, it's the Doom soundtrack, actually.
I thought you were going to go there for a second. I feel like, yes.
I used to be a huge metalhead, and I still am. Like, at times, you know, you get in the mood, but the Doom soundtrack is just pristine.
Nice. Okay.
So it's super good. And then game-wise, I'm also going to give you 2.
Yes, I love it.
One is more probably a nostalgia feel for me.
Okay.
It's called Legends of Dragoon. It's a PS1 game. It's a JRPG. You know, very long, super good. And then the other one is Resident Evil 4.
Okay.
I think I've beaten that game like 5 times on like 4 different systems. So it's definitely those 2.
Okay.
Yeah.
And we heard a little bit earlier that I've heard it in particular for you, an amazing electric guitar version of Cloud9's Blue to Blue at the Team Liquid headquarters in some capacity. So what is guitar something that you've always learned? Is that like a first instrument of yours, or did you guys start writing music and then learn guitar in that way?
So it was actually the first. I think I was 13. I picked up guitar. It was, 7th grade, I think it was. And I loved it. And I would just spend hours and hours playing every day. And eventually I actually took classical guitar lessons for quite a while. So I can do quite a bit with classical guitar, but then I also love, like I said, metal. So I do a lot of electric guitar, and now I do a combo of both, and also some more like indie based stuff. But definitely the guitar came first, and then that transitioned into learning to produce, which was more in college when we met. But the guitar was great because we used guitar for a lot of like the basis for the songs. It used to be he would write something on guitar with lyrics, and then I would expand, and we'd go from there. So
that's awesome. Okay, and then mixing these two questions together for you specifically, Guitar Hero. Was that a game you played much?
It definitely was.
Yes,
definitely.
I know it's not the same because I would say I'm a pretty good Guitar Hero player. I do not know a single thing about a real guitar. But did you ever get to did you beat Through the Fire and Flames? Did you ever get that far?
I have beaten that song.
Okay.
Not on like the craziest mode.
Expert?
Not expert by any means, but on hard, I've beaten it.
Okay.
So
that's exciting. Well, thank you. Michael, your new solo project, Before Saudade, has you singing some songs in Portuguese. What has that changed like for you?
It's been fun. My mom played guitar a lot growing up. We'd listen to a lot of bossa nova. All my family in Brazil, a lot of them could play instruments and sing. And I think it's been an adjustment, but it's been really fun. I'm still going to be singing certain songs in English. But yeah, it's been a fun new challenge.
That's awesome. Super cool here. Okay, if you guys don't mind, I've got a little game for each of you guys individually, and so I'm curious to see how you guys are going to do here. So I've got what I call a grid challenge, so I'll give one at a time so you don't have too much experience to go first. So we'll start with Michael here. So the way this works is I want you to find specifically 4 tracks of yours. They can be Half an Orange or they can be your own project solo stuff that meet each of these criteria. So first of all, there's a Monster Cat song that is a collaboration. So what is a Monster Cat track of yours that you can name that's a collab?
Oh man, we've had a lot of good ones. I'm gonna use Scared with World. It was a blast working with him. Probably one of the favorite artists of mine that we've had a chance to work with.
Okay, and then to the right there, a Monster Cat track that is a one-word title.
Do we have any one-word titles?
Yes, there are 4. You just named one.
I know that one, but Arcade is one. There we go.
Arcade. Okay, let's go bottom left.
I only knew that because you said it earlier. I totally forgot that one.
This one might be a little harder. A collab track that is under 3 minutes.
Oh, Lord.
I know, this one's a little tougher.
Can you give me what's the label?
All 3 of them are Monster Cat, and all 3 of them, or 2 of them, are Sasquatch collabs.
Was Moondance under 3 minutes?
Moondance was indeed under 3 minutes. Did you know that one off the bat?
It was longer at first, right? And then we cut it down.
The other one was like half an word songs.
Okay. And then bottom right here, you can also include your own solo stuff here. A track that's under 3 minutes that is also a one-word title.
Is Nada
correct?
Under 3?
2:59.
I think you cut that one to under 3. I think it was longer at first. Yeah, we tend to start a little longer in the song length, and then one of us recommends to the other to cut it down. So those don't surprise me, but the one-word title threw me for a loop.
It's a little tough. Okay, Andrew, your turn now. Let's see if you can see how fast you can do these. So again, you can do your own solo stuff, or you can do Half an Orange, which one of them is Half an Orange. So top left here, and Half an Orange track that is a 2-word title this time.
Blink 182. Does that count?
I technically didn't write that down, but if you would like it to count, you can make it count. Is 182 one word, or if you is it?
When you write it, there's only one space, right?
Yeah, dashes. I don't.
No.
I don't know.
Yeah,
I'm using this time to stall and think. By the way, because you're
okay. If you would like it to count, I'll let it count.
Okay,
there's other answers.
How about
Curious.
Buzz Lightyear?
There we go. Buzz Lightyear works great.
Full, no cheating.
Yeah, there we go. Okay, top right, and Half an Orange track from 2023. This one's a kind of tricky, maybe.
Moondance?
No, I don't believe so. I believe it's 2022.
Oh,
you did.
Oh,
there's a cheat answer and there's a real answer.
No, what's the one we did with the artwork that we released on Royal? Through Royal. Champagne and Cocaine.
There you go.
Okay,
yeah, Champagne and Cocaine. I technically would have also counted the Mostly We Are trilogy was released in 2023.
True.
I know none of the songs were, but they were technically as a trilogy.
Okay.
So I would
that was
count
the cheat
that
answer
as well. Yeah, that's
Okay,
the kind of
all
cheat
right.
answer. Okay, and then bottom left, bottom left, Guava track. That is a 2-word title.
High Road.
Yes, that one's great.
Got that one.
And then bottom right, a Guava track from 2023.
Any Guava track?
Up to you. It can be any. It could be yours. It could be his.
Boa Sorche?
Yeah.
Was that a
that's-
2023 one?
That was indeed. That was 2023.
I kind of forget the years.
No,
I don't even know what year it is.
those are tricky too because all the years kind of just meld together
Well,
at
because
some
also
point.
the time from the production and like when you make a track
Totally.
can literally be a year can go by before it even comes out. So sometimes it's hard to separate when you produced it as to when it actually released.
Absolutely. As I was writing these down, I was like, oh, this might be tricky specifically because of that reason exactly. So, okay, Michael, now you guys have lately been on this journey with this new label, Guava. What's the process like for artists to pitch to labels? And any advice you would have for, artists that want to make their name known?
This sounds so cliche and useless, but just be yourself. Have a vision, a voice that you're trying to get across. I think smaller or up and coming artists would be shocked at how easy it is to get a label to actually listen to your music. So don't blow the opportunity by just sending a bunch of generic stuff you've been working on for a month, 40 different tracks. Really pick 4 to 5 well curated tracks that really tell people who you are. And I think that'll go a really long way.
Okay, that's great. Okay, Andrew, you guys have also been working on Guava, obviously together, the two of you. Was the idea of launching a label daunting to you guys in any way? How did that come about? Where did the conversation start of, hey, this is something we should do?
So it actually, I think the seed of launching the label kind of started, especially during the pandemic. A lot of shows were shut down. Like we had a lot of shows canceled and stuff just because everything shut down. A lot of people did. So a lot of people were stuck at home, and a lot of artists were kind of just some rough patches, but were making a lot of music. And so I think during that time, we worked with a lot of people, a lot of other producers, a lot of artists, and it was like a good support network where we helped each other. So we're doing collabs, we're helping other people release things on other places, and we just really liked the idea of helping other people using our experience and just the things that we've done and learned. So it that's where the idea of launching a label kind of sparked, was hey, this would be really cool to provide a space where we can directly help other people. And it's a legitimate, form of releasing music and stuff like that.
Absolutely.
And also the idea that we could kind of circumnavigate the cumbersome nature that can kind of come with labels, which is part of it. It's great and stuff.
Absolutely.
But sometimes it is gratifying to be able to have the control of, like I said, when you produce something and when you can release it, whether it's our own stuff or helping other artists, and just giving that flexibility that we desire at some points over our career. So
absolutely. And right now, actually, speaking of canceled shows, we are now at or on tour of sorts. You guys are with Shingo Nakamura right now, following him around for a bunch of US shows. What is that like? And what's the process and sort of relationship you guys currently have with Shingo?
Yeah. So this is the beginning, actually. And it's pretty cool. It started actually at this same venue. We met Shingo for the first time a year ago.
Oh, super fun.
At this venue. He was performing here. It was for the Monster Cat Silk Showcase. And so we kicked it off, and we became friends, Michael and I, and so he invited us to come and do this. So that's kind of how we got here. And like I said, we're at the very beginning, so we're very excited for 2024 and any, everything to come for that. So
that's awesome. Michael, question for you specifically. Will Half an Orange keep releasing music as a duo here? Are there more releases on Monster Cat coming down in the future? What does that kind of look like?
Yeah, you never know. I think we always try and work on the song first and figure out how to release it later. Right now, it's been fun doing our own solo projects. We're both very involved, helping the other person out, releasing it through our label. So, I think I see Andrew and work with him just as much as I ever have. But yeah, right now we're having a lot of fun. For Monster Cat, if the right opportunity came along, that's always been a great home for both of us. Yeah, I think sometimes you just have to make music and see what happens and not try to think too far ahead on it.
Okay. And your solo act, Before Saudade, what's up? What's going on with the future of that?
Like Andrew mentioned, we've got a bunch of shows coming up, which is going to be really fun. We're actually getting to do them together under both our solo projects, which I think is a really cool full circle moment. And we just like playing together a lot. And I think we can both say that we've got a lot of music coming out. We really hope people keep listening, some in English, some in Portuguese. And yeah, we're excited for everyone to hear it.
That's awesome. And then Andrew, similar question for you. What's next for the Andrew Spellman project?
So a very similar answer. A lot of stuff in the pipeline. I think I've got a nice folder of like 20 different things. It's just picking the ones that I want to flesh out. We've actually got a couple things that we're doing collaborations together. So it'll be Before Saudade and Andrew Spellman, which, you know, again, kind of a full circle moment,
Yes,
but you know, it's different genre, a different vibe.
Totally, yeah.
We've got some recordings with a bunch of different vocalists that we're doing. And so just like a lot of stuff in the pipeline, a lot of singles, and a lot of other stuff from Guava to come. So
that's awesome. That's great. Well, that's all I have. Thank you guys so much for joining me for this interview in lovely Seattle.
Yes,
and
thank you for having us.
Yeah, my pleasure. Yeah, seriously, thank you for this. This was a real dream come true for me, even as someone that's loved your guys' music for so long.